All right, as you gather around the table this holiday season and soak in some of that warmth and love, consider giving back to those who may not have a place to lay their head every night. Here with more is Chessie Mann with the Mid-Alabama Coalition for the Homeless. Chessie, first tell us a little bit about the work that you all do in the community you serve here.
The Mid-Alabama Coalition for Homeless serves as the HUD, Housing and Urban Development Continuum of Care for Montgomery, Autauga, Elmore, Lowndes, and Bullitt counties. And part of that responsibility includes pulling together resources, making sure that there are not any gaps in service areas for those in our community who are experiencing homelessness or who are at risk of being homeless.
What does that look like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Busy, very, very busy. Part of what we do is collect data through the annual point in time count, and from 2024's point in time count to the upcoming point in time count for this next year, we've seen increases along all the demographics that we collect. 54% increase among families experiencing homelessness, 675% increase among children experiencing homelessness. So that's a lot of getting people at the table and coordinating, plans of action for what we can do to combat this.
That means the need is very great.
Exactly.
For our viewers at home, if they say, I want to do something to help, I don't know what I can do, what can they do? Are you in need of donations? What can they give?
Monetary donations are always welcome by any agency, especially now with the closure of the federal government for a time, and then even now that they've reopened, we still do not have complete access to be able to draw down on the funding that we receive from them. So monetary donations are great. Tangible donations are great. We just recently had our annual blanket drive last week. We can always use blankets, coats, hats, gloves, scarves. Any of those winter items are always going to be in need. And then just volunteer opportunities. We've got a lot of events coming up in coordination and preparation for our annual point in time count, which will be held the 27th and the 28th of January. We've decided to change up a little bit and do our River Region Connects event the following week. That way we're putting flyers out to the people that need those services the most and hopefully getting them connected with those services within a smaller frame of time than what we have in the past.
So as you're doing that count, you can connect with those people right then and there and say, hey, this is something that can help you. These are the resources that you need.
Right, and there's a lot of planning that goes behind both events. So volunteer, packing backpacks that we can distribute, day of point in time count, all the way to being a volunteer at the River Region Connects event are great opportunities to get connected and help.
For someone at home who's never helped with this count, they're not even familiar with this, what does that process look like? What does that volunteer time look like?
It is basically a survey, paper survey, and we go into areas where we know that there are larger conglomerations of those who are unsheltered there on the spot. It could be as simple as asking a question, getting a questionnaire, getting them to fill that out, all the way to the pre-planning part of the event. Like I said, we pack backpacks that have basic needs in there, snack items, bottled water, hygiene items, socks, gloves, hats, scarves, and we also provide them with jackets and blankets at that time. But getting those items organized would be a tremendous help to the organization.
We have a lot of churches in our area, a lot of communities in our area that like to have blanket drives, clothing drives. If they're out shopping during Black Friday, during this holiday season, and they want to buy things, especially some of those cold weather items, how can they get in touch with you all to donate monetary donations or to donate blankets and things?
On our website, if you'll go to midalhomeless.org/donate, that is our donation page. If they've got tangible items that they would like to donate, they're welcome to give our office a call and we'll get them connected either with a pickup if it's a large amount of stuff, or get them connected to where to drop that off over at the Consolidated Homeless Service Center.
Chessie, anything else you want people to know, our viewers at home, to know about the families you serve or the work that you all do at the Coalition?
I think that the community at large has a lot of misperceived ideals about what causes a person to become homeless. And many of our homeless here in the community work jobs. It's just that they are not able to afford housing. because wages have stayed stagnant while rental prices have increased. And so, kind of ask people to keep an open mind and kind of remove any of those preconceived notions that they might have in their head, because 9 times out of 10, it's a family just like mine or yours, and just some catastrophic event happened and occurred in their lives that caused them to be without shelter.
This is a season of giving. It's a season where we need to open our hearts and open our minds to those who live right here in our community. Chessie, thanks so much for joining us here in Alabama Live. We truly appreciate it.